Good morning. Si vous pouviez fermer les portes derrière, s'il vous plaît, pour que nous puissions commencer rapidement. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final day of the 17th committee. So please take your seats. We did very well yesterday. We completed items 16 and 17 in the morning, as well as items 8 to 12, and managed to end the session early. So I thank you all for making our efficient work possible. Let me now inform you that the Bureau met this morning for the last time and discussed several issues, namely the timetable. As we advanced well yesterday, the Bureau agreed to try and finish all remaining items this morning before lunchtime. We will examine the items in the following order. 14, establishment of the evaluation body for 2023 cycle, part 1. Thematic initiatives on living heritage and sustainable development. 13. 15, number of files submitted for the 2022 and 2023 cycles, and number of files that can be treated in the 2024 and 2025 cycle. Item 18, other businesses. Item 14, establishment of the evaluation body for the 2023 cycle. It would be the part 2. And then we will have the item 19, adoption of the list of decisions. And, of course, item 20, the closure. As this is our last day together, I want to inform you that all decisions that have been taken up till the end of yesterday's session were circulated this morning to committee members. If the committee agrees, we will adopt them later this morning under item 19. For the remaining decisions we will take today, I trust that our rapporteur will validate them accordingly. The Secretariat will publish the decisions in their final version by the end of the year. Before we begin, I give the floor to the Secretariat for a few announcements. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Before the housekeeping announcements, I'd also just like to quickly make a small correction on something I said yesterday, and it concerns the contribution of the Netherlands. I gave the wrong figure. I said 35,000. It was 75,000 United States dollars. But I also want to mention that we greatly appreciate, because this is an unearmarked contribution, and in doing this, we've been able to address a specific issue that arose during this committee, which is the underrepresentation of SIDS in the Caribbean. So this money can go directly towards training, and we've already organized with our office in Kingston for Caribbean SIDS on how to prepare nomination files. So I'd like to particularly thank that unearmarked nature of the support. I'd also, if you may, Mr. Chair, invite all participants to kindly complete the satisfaction survey, or dissatisfaction survey, I could say, on the organization of the 17COM meeting, which is being sent to you by emails. Your participation in these surveys is important feedback for us in terms of trying to improve always our organizational aspects of the meeting. And if you need any information regarding your airport transfer to Rabat or Casablanca, please contact the 17COM information desk in each of the designated hotels, or contact the numbers that are displayed on the screen. So if any of you have questions about your return to the airport, please either contact the desks in your hotels or these numbers on the screen. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Tim. So let's move on to our morning session. We now move to the item 14, establishment of the evaluation body for the 2023 cycle. And I now give the floor to the Secretariat to give us some information. Fumiko, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Good morning, dear members of the committee. As indicated in your timetable, this item is divided into two parts. Part 1 concerns the voting to elect new members of the evaluation body under the 2023 cycle, and Part 2 is the announcement of the results of the election. Under this item, the committee is invited firstly to adopt the terms of reference of the evaluation body that you can find in Annex 1 of Document 14, Rev 3. The committee is also asked to appoint 4 new members of the evaluation body. There are 4 vacant seats to be filled, and there are a seat for expert from the electoral group 1, a seat for expert from the electoral group 2, a seat for expert from the electoral group 5A, and a seat for non-governmental organization from the electoral group 5A. The committee is also to reappoint the 8 members elected in previous years. Candidates were proposed by states parties concerned through the chairperson of each electoral group. According to Decision 9-11, states are encouraged to ensure that at least 2 candidates are sent by the chairperson of the electoral group, and according to paragraph 28 of the operational directives, a maximum of 3 candidates can be proposed. Candidatures received by electoral group are as follows: 3 expert candidates for group 1, 3 expert candidates for group 2, 1 expert candidate for group 5A, 3 NGOs candidates for group 5A. The list of candidates is found in Annex 2 of Document 14, Rev 3, with websites and applications for accreditation in the case of NGOs and CVs in case of experts. Dear Mr. Chairperson, allow me to provide some more information on several aspects concerning the establishment of the evaluation body for the 2023 cycle. The first aspect concerns the terms of reference. The mandate of the evaluation body is defined in paragraphs 27 and 30 of the operational directives. It continues to include the evaluation of nominations and proposals to the lists and register, as well as the evaluation of international assistance requests submitted together with nominations to the urgent safeguarding list. At the same time, this will be the last cycle in which the body will be tasked to evaluate international assistance requests greater than $100,000 following the revision of the body's mandate by the 9th session of the General Assembly. Furthermore, following the completion of the global reflection on the listing mechanisms of the Convention, the proposed terms of reference include the following 4 new tasks assigned to the body in line with the new provisions of the operational directives. Point 1, the evaluation of transfer requests between the 2 lists with reference to paragraph 30 of the operational directives. Point 2, the evaluation of international assistance requests submitted in a context of a transfer request from the representative list to the urgent safeguarding list with reference to paragraph 27 of the operational directives. The possibility for including a successful safeguarding experience in the register of good safeguarding practices following a transfer request with reference to paragraph 39.3 of the operational directives. This was point 3. And as the final point 4, evaluating an element placed under enhanced follow-up status, and this is in reference to paragraph 40.3a of the operational directives. It is important to point out that the committee will proceed with a vote by secret ballot in order to choose the new members of the body, and this so in accordance with the rules of procedure of the committee, and in particular to Section B of Rule 39. For the seat of expert for Group 5A, the number of candidates corresponds to the number of vacant seats, so this is a clean slate situation, and therefore the expert is elected automatically without election. In other words, the election by secret ballot will concern the other 3 vacant seats. The last point concerns sequence in evaluating and examining files. Continuing the practice introduced from the 14th session of the committee in 2019, the committee is asked to determine the sequence in which files would be evaluated and examined. This practice was designed to avoid following the same order on each occasion by always beginning with the files of those states whose names fall at the beginning of the English alphabet. Concretely, a letter will be drawn by lot under this item when we go back to part 2 for determining the sequence in which files would be evaluated. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Fumiko. Dear members of the committee, I propose that we proceed in the order in which Fumiko introduced our work. First, I would like to ask the committee to adopt the terms of reference of the evaluation body for the 2023 cycle. You can find them in Annex 1 of Working Document 14 Rev.3. Then, proceeding to designate the 2 tellers to monitor the election. The members of the committee will proceed to vote then, and finally I will suspend item 14. So let's first proceed to adopt the terms of reference as shown on the screen. As the Secretariat explained, these terms of reference reflect the revisions of the operational directives by the 9th session of the General Assembly following the global reflection on the listing mechanisms. Are there any comments or questions, or can we adopt them as proposed? Or you would maybe prefer to proceed paragraph by paragraph, but I think that you all already had read the whole draft. So we can maybe gain time if we adopt the text as a whole. Are there any objections? I see none. I look through Korea because I was asked by Her Excellency to turn my eyes to the left side because yesterday it was not the case, and I apologize for that. Thank you, Excellency. So I think that we can adopt the text. Adopted. Thank you. Fumiko, now can you explain to us the procedure of voting by secret ballot, please? Fumiko, you have the floor.
Avec plaisir, Monsieur le Président. Donc, le secrétariat va distribuer à tous les membres du comité 3 bulletins, un pour chaque siège vacant et une enveloppe. Chaque membre du comité doit exprimer clairement son choix pour chaque siège vacant et non pas uniquement pour le siège vacant de son groupe électoral. Le candidat qui récolte le plus grand nombre de voix sera élu. Sur chaque bulletin sont inscrits les noms de tous les candidats pour chaque siège. Vous êtes priés d'entourer d'un cercle les noms des candidats pour lesquels vous souhaitez voter, comme indiqué à l'écran. Merci de plier les bulletins, de les mettre dans l'enveloppe qui vous a été remise et de la sceller. L'enveloppe ne doit porter aucune inscription. L'absence de bulletin dans l'enveloppe est considérée comme une abstention. Les bulletins comportant plus de noms sélectionnés que le nombre de sièges à pourvoir, ainsi que les bulletins qui ne portent aucune mention d'intention de vote, sont considérés nuls. Après une pause de quelques minutes pour vous permettre de préparer vos bulletins, nous procéderons à un appel des membres du comité pour qu'ils déposent leur enveloppe dans l'urne devant le podium. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Merci beaucoup, Fumiko. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions par rapport à ce que vient d'expliquer Fumiko. Je pense que le process est très clair. Donc pour commencer, nous, comme vous le savez, nous aurons besoin de deux volontaires qui voudront bien assurer le rôle de scrutateur. Donc avec l'aide des membres du bureau, nous avons pu identifier deux personnes qui ont bien voulu se prêter à cette tâche. Il s'agit de mademoiselle Soukaina Filali du Maroc et monsieur Anesh Rajan de l'Inde. Est-ce que vous pourriez nous rejoindre sur le podium, s'il vous plaît? Merci beaucoup. J'aimerais savoir si tous les membres du comité ont reçu leur bulletin et enveloppe, s'il vous plaît. Oui? Vous avez les enveloppes? Ah, il arrive, ok. Avec la liste des États habilités à voter et la liste des candidats. Merci. Et je vous laisse évidemment quelques minutes pour entourer d'un cercle les noms des candidats pour lesquels vous souhaitez voter avant l'appel pour venir déposer votre bulletin. Donc nous faisons une petite pause de 5 minutes, le temps que vous procédiez à votre choix. Merci. Hein? En conscience, évidemment, bien sûr, me dit Ernesto, mais évidemment. Donc j'imagine que tout le monde a terminé. Je vois que oui. Donc j'invite Fumiko à procéder à l'appel afin de recueillir les bulletins de chaque délégation. L'appel sera fait par ordre alphabétique, en français, des États membres du comité. Et pour gagner du temps, vous pouvez vous rapprocher du podium par avance. Pour faciliter cela, vous aurez la liste affichée à l'écran avec l'État à l'appel et les États suivants. Voilà. Donc je passe la parole à Fumiko pour qu'elle lise la liste des États habilités à voter. Oui.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je commence l'appel nominal. Allemagne. À voter. Angola. À voter. Arabie Saoudite. À voter. Bangladesh. À voter. Botswana. À voter. Brésil. À voter. Burkina Faso. À voter. Côte d'Ivoire. À voter. Éthiopie. À voter. Inde. À voter. Malaisie. À voter. Maroc. À voter. Mauritanie. À voter. Ouzbékistan. À voter. Panama. À voter. Paraguay. À voter. Pérou. À voter. République de Corée. À voter. Rwanda. À voter. Slovaquie. À voter. Suède. À voter. Suisse. À voter. Tchéquie. À voter. Vietnam. À voter. L'appel nominal est terminé. Tout le monde a voté. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président.
Merci beaucoup, Fumiko. Nous avons récolté toutes les enveloppes et pendant le décompte des votes, le point 14 est suspendu pour le moment et nous passons au prochain point. Merci. Et donc le point 13. Ça, attends, je le remets là. Donc nous passons, on se perd dans les papiers. Ouais.